Welcome back to Coach's Corner East. I am your host, Mike Sparks, on September 28th as we get ready to head into October. And our show is brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth and Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Galion and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, as well as Phil and Shoe Shrek at Phil's Deli, just east of the Pizza Hut at the bridge here in Galion, and John Rolls at John's Auto Repair Specialist, 800 Scott Street in Crestline. And I welcome to the show tonight head girls golf coach and some of it, well, his senior golfers. It's Alan Connor, and if you pick up that microphone there, please, Coach. Great to have you back. I think you were on our first show last year in late July, early August, and it's great to have you back, and we're going to talk about some fun things that have happened with your team this year. So I appreciate you stopping by.
Always great to be here, Mike. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Maybe not record-wise, the season you wanted, 1-7 in the MOAC. You did defeat Clear Fork back on September 20th, 232 to 245. And when I was looking at the MOAC website, looked like the Pleasant Lady Spartans had a pretty good golf season at 8-0. You finished fourth in the MOAC league match, shooting a 456. But what did you like most about what this girls group did this year on the course, especially your three seniors?
Well, as a coach, we underachieved our season goals, but I brought my three seniors tonight because they have overachieved in their career, and that's really what I wanted to highlight. What they've accomplished and what they've done for this program, to build this program from what it was and where they're at now. They've had fabulous careers. So, yeah, when you go in, we want to win a league title. We all want to advance the district. We want to go to state. So we didn't check off all those boxes, but I know that when we look back and reflect, a month from now, a year from now, 100 years from now, they're going to appreciate what these three young ladies have done for Galion Girls Golf program in our school.
Leaders come in different fashions. Leaders do different things, and you're right. It isn't always the winning that leaders are remembered by. It's by the way they carry themselves, the way they are example to other people. Talk about these three in particular, how they've demonstrated leadership for the younger girls coming up through the program in their 4 years being here.
Well, I think that they have conveyed an appreciation for the game and understanding the game, that you don't always have to be the best one out there. It's a lifelong skill, a lifelong game, and they like I said, convey that to our younger kids, our younger underclassmen, that this is fun, even if we're getting beat up by girls from Pleasant who shoot astronomical scores. But we're still enjoying our time on the course and the fellowship of being part of a team, and that's important to everybody. But I noticed that with our underclassmen, they just want to belong and be part of a team, and that's fun to belong and be a part of a team with these girls at the helm.
Well, I think it's such a neat opportunity that schools can provide an additional sport, because let's face it, not everybody is a great runner to do cross country. Not everybody's gifted at volleyball because they're not real tall, or they whatever it may be. And golf, as you mentioned, and similar to what we do in winter with bowling, is a lifelong sport. You can do this till you're 80, 90 years old if you really have the body to continue to do that, and that's really special. How were your numbers? Did they grow this year? Did you have more girls out golfing than you did in the past years, or is it still a work in progress for you?
No, this is our biggest year. We had 9 girls on the squad. Of course, these 3 seniors, 4 juniors, a freshman, and a sophomore. So I know that we're going to return those 6 for next year, and I think we're going to find a couple more. I'm not sure we'll see a big boom of 30 girls golfing, but ultimately that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, that'd be a really, like Lexington this year had like 80 or 90 kids run cross country on the 2 programs combined. It's like, I've never heard of anything like that. And
right.
Certainly you wouldn't have that.
That's crazy. No one wants to run that far.
That's for sure. Not me. When you look at where you started way back, because golf is the earliest sport, you start doing stuff in July, you have matches in early August, and then you finish up as the tournaments are starting to go on now. Where did this group improve from where you started day one to where most finished up? We're going to talk to Julia about that because she's going to continue on. Where did you see that biggest improvement, that biggest jump out of this whole entire team?
Mental toughness. the clubs don't always do what they want them to do, but you keep pushing through. We have a tough league. I mean, MOAC's tough. We have a tough county. Some of the best female golfers come out of MOAC and come out of Crawford County, and we're right in the middle of that.
Right.
And we start off with all county expectations, win that, and you got 12 girls that are shooting phenomenal. We were able to push through and say, we're going to still play. We're still going to go. And it's easy to quit and just say, all right, I'll take a circle and walk away. I mean, circle is the max you can get on this. I'll take the max and leave. And I didn't see that, this season as we progressed. Mm-hmm. Early on, it's easy to quit. And as they progress, they're going to push through. And yesterday was miserable. Holy cow! I don't know if you'd heard it. It's raining sideways.
Right.
Easily could have packed up. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but one team did leave after break. They're like, we're not doing it, and left. And that's crazy. That I appreciate the mental toughness out of these three seniors and our team collectively. How they got stronger, just pushing through some perseverance and some tough situations.
Well, it's such a mental game too. I know. Let alone a day like yesterday, if it were perfect weather conditions and the way that I would hit a golf ball, I'd be doing a Happy Gilmore and the club would be in the lake. I'd pitch it.
Izzy lost one yesterday.
Did you? Yeah, but I'd do mine on purpose. It wouldn't slip out of my hand. I'd just throw it on purpose. But anyways, that's great feedback. I really appreciate it. Take a break here. We're going to talk to the girls around the table here in just a moment. We're brought to you in part by Steve Kurtzman and Associates at Innovative Recycling, 352 South Street in Galion, Coach Kim Plumley in Bucyrus, and John Cross at Cross Carpet and Custom Floors, 302 North Seltzer Street, downtown Crestline. As Coach mentioned, all three seniors here. If you want to pass the mic to Izzy there, Izzy Williker is first, and great to have you aboard. Thanks so much for coming out, and it's all over, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about the throwing club yesterday. What happened?
It was just, everything was soaked. I went to go chip the ball up on the green, and my club went with it, and the ball went about 2 inches. So,
now, did you laugh in the moment, or did you kind of talk to?
I was laughing at that point when everything's that miserable. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, for sure. Did you golf all 4 years at Galion?
Yes.
Okay. Did it go fast? Did it seem to go fast, or was this year particularly fast?
I'd say this year probably went the fastest out of all of it, but.
How much did you improve from where you started out as a young freshman to where you are now in this game?
About 15 strokes.
How much?
15 strokes.
15 strokes.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And Coach talked about being a mental game. You had to push yourself and drive yourself to say, I'm not going to let this happen again. I have to get better. And that comes through practice. Golf is a game you've got to continually practice.
Absolutely.
And now, is this something you want to carry with you further on? You're going to continue to just do it, or?
Maybe on occasion. I don't plan on going to college or anything.
Yeah, no, but I mean, certainly in the spring or summer next year, if you say, hey, let's go out and hit 9 or hit 18,
right, yep.
you would be more than ready
Yeah.
to do that. Okay. What are you going to do anything in the winter or spring at Galion for sports, or?
Might swim again.
Might swim again. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Have you thought about college? Are you going to go on to college, or don't know yet?
No, I'm in school for cosmetology, so I'm just going to go right
All right.
course.
Very good. Well, congratulations on a successful, not only season for you. I mean, it's a senior season's always special, but a successful career. To stick that out 4 years in a row in a game that maybe you weren't used to, give you a ton of credit for that. Congratulations. You bet. Alexia Ratcliffe is a senior, and welcome to the show. It's good to have you. And a lot of the same questions, but a little different too. What did you shoot? What was your top this year as far as what you shot? Do you recall what your best score was?
Probably in like the high 40s.
Okay.
47. 47.
Good for you. Good for you. And that's got to be an improvement from where you began.
Yeah. Freshman year, I decided, I think the day before practice that I was going to golf.
Uh-huh.
So,
What did you get out of the sport?
a lot of friends and something that I could do after high school.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Did you find yourself watching it more on TV too, or maybe not as much?
my brother watches it on TV because he golfs also, and sometimes we do watch a little bit here and there.
Was it tough yesterday when it was all over and you knew your career in high school came to an end, or was it one of happiness and reflection that I did something really, really special and I'm proud of myself for what I've done?
I think it was more more happiness because, I mean, we started the program up again our freshman year, so I was proud of all of us for doing that.
Yeah, that is that. I never really thought about that, but it was gone, and then you guys kind of brought resurgence back to it. And now it sounds as if it's something that's growing, and that's something that you're going to always leave your thumbprint on. Well, very good. Anything in the winter or the spring for you, sports-wise?
I'm going on early job placement through Pioneer this winter.
Okay, all right. Well, good luck. Much success. Thanks for coming out. Congratulations on a great career. I appreciate it. And finally, Julia Connor is here as well. And Julia, your career is not over. You're going to be moving on. Congratulations to you. Third place yesterday. Shoot 100, right?
Yeah.
And almost had a 99, but that ball just decided to lip out a little bit. Was there some discouragement there? Because if I read correctly, that would have been your personal low, correct?
Yeah, I really was disappointed. I kind of had a lot of emotions going into the last hole because there's always that thought in your back of your mind that's like, this is my last time playing golf as a high schooler, and so I want to do as well as I can, and then I didn't do as well as I hoped I would, but still did good enough.
Was there some tightness or angst when you were getting ready to tee off on that last hole, or were you just kind of loose and said, I'm going to let her rip, and whatever happens, happens?
I was definitely a little bit nervous and tight because I knew if I got like one less stroke than what I had, I would have gotten a personal best, and that's all I was really aiming for yesterday. I wasn't even like considering the fact that I would qualify on the districts, and I was just trying to do the best for me in my last golf as a high schooler, but now I get to do that again on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. You become the first Galion girls golfer to move on to district play. How special is that, especially with your dad coaching?
I think it's a little bit crazy. I really haven't even fully processed it, I'm going to be honest. It's a lot to think about. I started the program, like I said, freshman year with my friends just because I didn't want to run cross country. My mom's coach. So
I'm going to lean on dad's side. I'm not going with mom.
And so I just think it's really great that I'm able to put this out there. Start that.
I think that's fantastic. You were out there, and all of you were out there with some really good golfers. Coach talked about just the number of really talented young ladies that are in Crawford County. You look at Allspaw over at Winford, the Colonel Crawford Golf Girls really did a nice job. And have you become friends with them as the years have gone through and maybe even learned some things, or maybe they learned some things from you?
Not as much with like the Winford and Crawford teams, but I definitely have learned a lot of stuff from the girls in the MOAC because we play them a lot more.
Yep.
There's a lot of things I've noticed that I do that I've watched other girls do that I just like have now added into my game.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, you're going to go to Arlington, right? Is that where your district is?
Yes.
Okay. And is it Sycamore Hills?
Sycamore Springs.
Sycamore Springs, okay, in Arlington. And let's face it, every time you move in a tournament, competition gets tougher. But do you think so much, and I know you haven't had much, you haven't even hardly had 24 hours to process this. You think you'll talk much or think to yourself much about the competition or the experience? Because let's face it, it is an experience that's really, really important.
I definitely will go more for the experience.
Yeah.
I'm going to aim again, try to get a personal best, but I'm just really excited to be able to go and get the opportunity.
Yeah, great attitude, and let's hope the weather is in your favor. That's Monday, correct?
So. Yeah.
What time do you tee off on Monday?
Like 9:30, I think.
Ooh, early. Do you like it that early, or do you because when you're in school, you got these after-school tee-off times. Which one do you prefer?
I prefer the morning ones.
Why is that?
Because it's normally cooler. I like to play when it's cold. Not raining, but cold. And I think I get more use of my day when I play in the morning, and then I have all afternoon to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, and you get a day off of school, so that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, I know I'm sure your teammates and a lot of people at Galion High School and the community of Galion are rooting for you to do something that no one else has done. That's very, very special. Congratulations, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You bet. Going to take one more break, and we'll wrap up with Coach Connor here in just a moment. Show is brought to you in part by Terry Gribble and Associates at your Galion Community Center YMCA, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street in Bucyrus, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut here in Galion and Bucyrus, host of our show since 1992. And Lou Ann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, screen printing and signs, the official foam board t-shirt provider, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. You got to be excited not only as a coach but as a dad. Does it make you more proud as a coach, or are you more proud as a dad right now?
Probably as a dad. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
That's okay.
yeah. But it's cool. It's a small world. I grew up in Arlington.
Oh,
Arlington
wow.
Graduate. Grew up on that golf course. Goofed around many times on that golf course. We looked at the pairing today, and she's paired with a girl from Ottoville, which was my college roommates from Ottoville. So we're just looking at the connections. Like this, is so it's a very small world when you see all this neat stuff that's going on there.
For sure.
So, but collectively, just so proud of these three girls as a coach, as a dad, and these are like daughters too. Mm-hmm. They could have picked a lot of sports. They're really exceptional athletes. They could have played volleyball. They've been just fine on the soccer field. They would have been okay running cross country, and they chose golf, and they chose to, hey, we want to do this, and they stuck with it for 4 years, and that to me just warms my heart and makes me proud to be a Galion Tiger, because they stuck with it, and it's a tribute because there's girls that are wanting to play and wanting to be part of that.
Yeah.
So I love that as a coach, and I love our journey on Monday as a dad and a coach, but that's going to be fun to go and revisit some stomping ground.
Yeah.
So she had the privilege of playing there this year. She played a couple matches with our JV boys, so she's not completely blind to that course. So she got a chance to play it once, and we'll get to go hit it again, and that's just pure joy for me to go see that.
I'm sure it is. Well, enjoy the experience, of course, as a coach and a representative of the school, but even enjoy it more as a dad. And I know the feeling of watching your offspring participate and win, lose, or draw, just to see and the pride that you feel of watching your children compete is, whatever it might be, is a pretty special feeling, as you know. So enjoy the experience. And thanks again for coming out. All right, that wraps up our show. The Cleveland Guardians have already clinched a playoff spot. They've already notched their ticket, and they are into the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Rays are not. They're fighting for their playoff lives. That game's going on right now on WQEL. They will be playing again tomorrow. That'll be at Progressive Field. Man, I'm going way back. Progressive Field. Excuse me. 5:35 pregame tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Rays. Friday night, it's football back on WQEL, WBCO. Both at 7 o'clock. On WQEL, it'll be Seneca East at Bucyrus. WBCO, it'll be Winford at Buckeye Central. Davy Jones with the Friday night phone board right after that. On Friday, Ohio State welcomes in the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. That'll be a 2 o'clock pregame, 3:30 kickoff. And then on Sunday, the Guardians, I would say wrap up their series, but not. It goes into next week with the Kansas City Royals, and that will be game coverage beginning at 1:05. Thanks to everybody here at our Galion Pizza Hut, especially our manager, Michelle Burris, who is also our server tonight. Thank you to my camera operator, John Kreider. Galion football coach Matt Dick and his team, Colonel Crawford assistant football coach David Miller and his team, and Galion girls golf coach Alan Connor and his seniors as well. Thank you to you, our sponsors, and most of all, the viewers and listeners for tuning in on Facebook Live and Crawford County Now YouTube page. For WQEL Sports, this has been Mike Sparks reminding you, a spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.